Good day and welcome to JNN's Headline News. I'm Abigail Smythe. In the headlines at this time, Ayale Russell, a resident of Negril who allegedly murdered his girlfriend Nadian Dyer last year and buried her body beneath his bedroom floor in the West End section of the resort town and fled to the United States, is now in custody in the U.S. Based on information on the New York Department of Correction website, Russell was arrested on February 12 and charged with second-degree robbery. He has since appeared in court and was remanded at the Otis Bantam Correctional Center in New York. A detective constable attached to the Spanish Town CIB is being charged for the murder of 29-year-old Rishon Oliver. He was arrested on Sunday by investigators from Indicom and the Major Investigation Division. It's reported that shortly after 10 o'clock Saturday night, Mr. Oliver was walking along the roadway in Point Hill, St. Catherine when he was attacked and shot. He was pronounced dead at the Spanish Town Hospital. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expected to meet with representatives of the Jamaican Bar Association in relation to the appointment of a Chief Justice. Supreme Court Judge Brian Sykes was appointed on February 1 to act in the vacancy created by the retirement of Zayla McCalla on January 31. A member of the disabled community in Jamaica was threatened after telling an able-bodied person that he had parked in a space reserved for her and other persons like herself. The man then threatened to shoot her. Sarah Newland Martin, a double prosthetic user who has dedicated her life to help transform the lives of at-risk boys at the Young Men's Christian Association (YMCA), recounted her shock and dismay after she tried to persuade a man who had no disability that he was parking in an area reserved for persons like her. She says many Jamaicans do not respect the international access sign that clearly indicates that parking is reserved for persons with disabilities. Medical technologists who went on strike over non-payment of retroactive fees on Monday returned to work on Tuesday. Operations at the National Public Health Laboratory and the blood bank on Slight Pen Road in Kingston were affected on Monday after a majority of the workers called in sick to protest the non-payment of retroactive salaries for the 2015-2017 contract period. The National Works Agency NWA has announced that there will be another temporary traffic change on Wednesday. This is part of the Barbican Road Improvement Project. It says Birdsucker Lane will be closed at the junction with Barbican Road at 10 a.m. to facilitate base works in preparation for paving. NWA Communication Manager Stephen Shaw says the closure is expected to last for 26 hours. Access to Barbican Road from Birdsucker Lane is expected to be restored by 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon. The private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, is embracing the recent tabling of the Occupational Health and Safety Bill and looks forward to the bill being passed earlier. PSOJ President Howard Mitchell says the legislation, along with the much-delayed sexual harassment bill, will be a significant signal of Jamaica's reform of its labor legislation. He expressed satisfaction with its commitment to achieve equitable, safe, and harmonious working conditions for its citizens. And disagreements between the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, JCTU, and some of its members are growing. This is due to its decision to sign a 4-year wage deal with the government. The unions and the JCTU continue to express different opinions about the signing. General Secretary of the Union of Schools, Agricultural and Allied Workers, Keith Comrie, argues that there was an agreement in principle for the JCTU to negotiate on their behalf. His union is upset, however, about the way the process was handled. The Media Association of Jamaica Limited, MAJ, will appear before the Joint Select Committee in Parliament on Tuesday to examine the Data Protection Act. They will voice concerns about the negative effects it believes the proposed law will have on the gathering and production of content for journalists. Chairman of the MAJ, Christopher Barnes, expressed deep concern in a letter about what he said is the chilling effects of the practical application. He says it could place a burden on media houses and press freedom, as well as the additional administrative in carrying out their work. And on the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump has hired digital media director Brad Parscale of his 2016 campaign to run his 2020 campaign. The announcement was made by the Drudge Report, a website run by Matt Drudge, a conservative figure with considerable influence inside the White House. But it has come at no surprise that Trump will run for re-election in 2020. However, it is unusual for a sitting president to hire a campaign manager 3 years before the election. And those are the stories in the headlines. Join us at 8 p.m. for more details in Frontline News. I'm Abigail Smythe. Pleasant viewing.